Monday, March 13th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including the death of a young athlete in Milford who is battling cancer, a drug raid at 2 Bridgeport convenience stores, and much more. Frank Rito will have a look at the storm heading our way, and later on a Nutmeg sports update, and Donald Ang joins us later to take a look back on this day in history. But first, the big news today is the storm that's headed our way. Frank, what can you tell us?
Well, Kate, we're going to have a blizzard warning in effect from midnight tonight until Tuesday night at midnight as well, and that is for southern Fairfield County, southern New Haven County, southern Westchester County, and into the metropolitan New York and New Jersey area. Heavy snow and blizzard conditions are expected. Snow may mix in or change to sleet or rain later Tuesday morning and into Tuesday afternoon. We're looking at accumulations between 12 to 22 inches. Snowfall rates could be anywhere between 2 to 4 inches per hour. Dangerous whiteout travel conditions could occur at times. Some impassable roads possibly. Winds anywhere from 25 to 55 miles per hour. The highest winds will be across coastal areas such as Darien. The blizzard warning means we've got severe winter weather conditions coming here. Falling and blowing snow with strong winds, poor visibility are all likely. The National Weather Service says that travel could be extremely dangerous. They are recommending against it. We'll have more on the exact forecast for you at the end of this segment, and that all courtesy of the Darien Times and Susan Schultz.
Right, yeah, it looks like the Stormcast team, we're going to be sleeping in the office maybe, getting ready for tomorrow. All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other local news, a man is in critical condition after shooting himself in a parking lot at the Connecticut Post Mall in Milford on Saturday night. According to police, officers responded to the parking lot of the mall on Friday, March 10th at around 11 at night on the report of a possible gunshot victim. Responding officers located the victim who was suffering from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officers and the Milford Fire Department EMS started life-saving efforts. The man was transported to Bridgeport Hospital, where he remains in critical condition. You can look for updates on that story at milfordmirror.com. And Shelton police have arrested the man they say was behind the wheel in a fatal hit-and-run last year. Back on May 11, 2016, 54-year-old Teresa Glossy was hit by a vehicle on the intersection of Howe Avenue and Hill Street. The vehicle that hit Glossy then fled the scene south on Howe Avenue. Glossy was transported to St. Vincent's Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Now, police say they've identified that driver as 25-year-old William Donofrio of Shelton. He was driving a Ford Taurus south on Howe Avenue before hitting Glossy and fleeing the scene. The investigation also revealed that Donofrio cleaned and hid the vehicle immediately after the accident. He was arrested last Thursday and charged with evading responsibility, tampering with physical evidence, and failure to exercise due care to avoid colliding with a pedestrian. And in some sad news, Danny Kemp, a young Milford woman who fought a brave battle against cancer, has died. A GoFundMe page set up to raise money for the family announced the sad news last Friday morning. Kemp, a foreign high school graduate and a Division I student athlete at Stony Brook University in Long Island, had been undergoing treatment for a brain tumor. An avid softball player since childhood, the young Milford woman was playing softball for the Brakettes last summer when she was hit by a pitch in the helmet during an at-bat. After a few weeks, she went to the doctor because she felt dizzy. Doctors initially thought it was a concussion, but after an MRI was ordered, they realized it was a brain tumor. The family was told that due to the location of the tumor, surgery was not an option. Instead, that young woman had been undergoing various treatments, including radiation. She's been described as an outstanding person and athlete, always positive and with an unwavering strength. And you can find out more about Danny at milfordmirror.com. In other news, state police raided 2 convenience stores in Bridgeport recently, arresting 6 people and seizing weapons and drugs. Police say that after a 6-month narcotics investigation, it led to the search and seizure warrants being served at El Mismo Primo convenience store and Kate's convenience store in Bridgeport. Investigators seized 2,212 grams of cocaine, a sawed-off shotgun, and approximately $15,000 in cash. Police arrested 41-year-old Leo Rever, 29-year-old Yearly Pretty Boy Rodriguez, 37-year-old Nancy Medina, 29-year-old Alvaro Azuno, 23-year-old Wilberto Colon, and 24-year-old Catherine Peralta de la Rosia. All face numerous drug charges. And the New Canaan police are actively investigating mail theft from mailboxes in the vicinity of the 200 block of Weed Street. That incident was reported last Friday around 12:30 in the afternoon. The suspects are described as two black middle-aged males who were seen driving a black Dodge Charger with an unknown registration plate. The suspects were seen on Elm Street near Carl Chevrolet dumping pieces of mail from their vehicle. One suspect, just prior to the New Canaan police receiving a call of the theft of mail, went into TD Bank and cashed a check for $467. The United States Postal Inspectors are aware of the incident and are assisting in the investigation. Screenshots, as you saw from surveillance video, were taken in the bank as well as in local businesses. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them at 203-594-3522. And Deirdre M. Daley, United States Attorney for the District of Connecticut, resigned on Friday, effective immediately. Daley was nominated by President Barack Obama to serve as the United States Attorney for the District of Connecticut back on March 13, 2014. She was confirmed by the U.S. Senate on May 21, 2014, and was sworn in on May 28th of that year. She was the first woman nominated for the position by a president in Connecticut. Though her statement did not mention it, Daley's resignation came in the wake of the announcement by recently appointed Attorney General Jeff Sessions that he had asked the remaining 46 U.S. attorneys appointed by President Obama to tender resignations in order to create a uniform transition to the new administration. You can get more on that story at DarienneTimes.com. And the Monroe Police Department arrested a second person related to that Facebook video that featured a child driving a car in Monroe. Police arrested 40-year-old Henry Hamlet of Monroe on March 10th in connection with that video. Last week, Monroe police received several complaints from concerned citizens who witnessed a Facebook Live video of a juvenile child, reportedly 10 years old, operating a motor vehicle. Through the course of the investigation, it was determined that the video was being recorded by Hamlet and was posted to the Facebook account of his girlfriend and mother of the child, Lisa Nussbaum. Police said the video showed Nussbaum's child driving on public roads in town. Hamlet was charged with risk of injury to a minor and was released on a promise to appear in court. Let's switch gears now, throw it back over to Frank for another look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. We're looking at mostly sunny skies for today with a high near 33 degrees. Wind chill value brings it down anywhere between 10 and 20. And then starting tonight, we're going to see plenty of snow. It'll start sometime after 10 p.m., probably a little closer to midnight, with a low around 24, wind chill values between 15 and 20. Winds will start to grow overnight. We're seeing gusts as high as 25 miles per hour, and then snow accumulating between 1 to 3 inches from midnight through the early morning. Heavier at times tomorrow is that snow. We're going to see an accumulation of anywhere between 12 to 18 inches just tomorrow. You could see as high as 20 in parts of the state. A low around 15 tomorrow and winds between 25 and 35 miles per hour. Tuesday night, we should see snow stopping around 8 p.m., but then some scattered showers until the early hours in the morning. Hopefully by 4 a.m. everything has cleared out of there. A low of 19 overnight, and the wind should start to die down a little bit, as we could maybe see 1 or 2 more scattered showers heading into Wednesday, but the majority of the snowfall coming tomorrow. So that'll do it for this weather. We'll have plenty more throughout the afternoon and into tomorrow morning as well to keep you up to date on the storm. Back to you, Kate.
Great. Thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Ang takes a look back on this day in history. Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and we have more local news coming up after this.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars.
Wow.
Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Make your St. Patrick's Day truly authentic with a wee bit of real Irish food, proper Irish-style rashers, sausage, and soda bread right from Ireland. Put down the corned beef and grab a boiling bacon to have what they really eat in the Emerald Isle. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Hom has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at stonesThrowCT.com. At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this March 13th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. Kate Czaplinski. Time to throw it over to Donald Ang to take a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, maybe the most humble world leader ever takes the stage today. But first we go to 624 CE for another world leader. The Battle of Badr happens on this day, the most historically significant battle that I bet you'd never heard of. Now, despite the tiny numbers of armies involved, about 300 on one side, about 1,000 on the other, it was a key battle between Muhammad's followers and the Quraysh tribe of Mecca. Now, the Muslims won the battle due in part, Muhammad claimed, to divine intervention, and it became known as the turning point of Islam. And with a new power on the rise, other tribes in the region quickly fell into line behind Muhammad. To 1639, the Massachusetts colony's New College, or the College at Newtown as it was called, is renamed after clergyman John Harvard, who had willed the school 779 pounds sterling and, more importantly, his library estimated at more than 400 books. And speaking of libraries and donations, 1901, 66-year-old Andrew Carnegie sells Carnegie Steel to J.P. Morgan. It became known as U.S. Steel. And he then announces he will spend the rest of his life giving away his fortune, estimated at more than $300 million. That's about $8 billion in today's money. His philanthropy funded, among other things, Carnegie Hall, Carnegie Mellon University, the Carnegie Art Museums, the Carnegie Hero Fund, the Peace Palace at The Hague, and, believe it or not, 2,509 public libraries. Finally, now we go to 2013, all the way back for this.
Voi sapete che il dovere del conclave era di dare un vescovo a Roma.
You know that the duty of the conclave was to give a bishop to Rome.
I fratelli cardinali sono andati a prenderlo quasi alla fine del mondo.
My fellow cardinals went and found one all the way at the end of the world, but here we are.
Well, here we are, he says. If that doesn't sum up Pope Francis, I don't know what is. He was elected Pope on this day in 2013 in the 266th papal conclave, called due to the abrupt resignation of his predecessor, Benedict XVI, the first pontiff to leave office voluntarily in 600 years. So far in his tenure, 4 years only though, Francis has been marked by humility, concern for the poor, and a conciliatory tone on interfaith dialogue. That is your look back in history for today, March 13th, and I'm Donald Lang.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, in other local news, a 56-year-old Norwalk man was arrested by Reading police on Thursday, March 2nd on 3 counts of first-degree sexual assault, risk of injury to a minor, and illegal sexual contact with a minor under the age of 16. Now, the name of the accused is not being released publicly by Reading police because the identity of the victim would be compromised, according to Police Chief Douglas Fuchs. Fuchs said, "We are being incredibly guarded to protect the identity of the victim." Fuchs said that the assaults were reported by the victim, who is physically unharmed, and were committed in Reading. The arrest is the result of a month-long investigation. Switching gears now, let's throw it over to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And let's look at the state tournament action from over the weekend. We saw 2 FCIAC boys basketball teams who have advanced on in the tournament, 2 boys hockey teams into the D1 Final Four, and the FCIAC champion Trumbull Eagles advanced to the girls hoops Final Four. In boys hoops, the last remaining Double L team fell over the weekend, with Danbury losing 65-60 to the 8th-seeded Kennedy Falcons. They trailed by as many as 18 points in that game, did the Hatters. The comeback coming up short, though. Congratulations, though, to Danbury. Great season there. Outside of Double L, the 6th-seeded Wilton Warriors and Trinity Catholic Crusaders will play in the quarterfinals tonight for Class L and S. Wilton took down Newington in the second round and will now host number 14 Crosby, with a chance to play in their first ever state Final Four. Trinity Catholic handled Old-Staybrook in the second round matchup. Now they travel to SMSA, looking for their first Final Four berth since 2013. In boys hockey, New Canaan Crews passed Glastonbury 3-1 in the quarterfinals. They are headed to the Whale now, where top-seeded Northwest Catholic awaits them. On the other side of the bracket, number 6 West Haven upset Xavier 4-1, setting up a meeting with the number 2 Ridgefield Tigers, who clawed their way back from a 3-1 deficit to beat Fairfield Prep 4-3 in overtime. Nick Cullinan scoring the Tigers' game-winning goal in the first overtime period to eliminate the Jesuits. New Canaan and Northwest Catholic will play tomorrow night at 5:30, followed by Ridgefield and West Haven with an expected 7:30 puck drop. In girls hoops, congrats to Trumbull advancing to the Final Four of the Class Double L. They beat NFA 45-40 over the weekend. They will tip off against Mercy in the semifinals tonight at 7 o'clock. That game is at Jonathan Law. Got to give a shout out to Stanford, though. Their dream of repeating as the Class Double L championship came crashing down on Thursday last week, losing 58-56 against New London. New London scoring the game's final 4 points, including a buzzer beater putback by Rosalie Nicholson, which has sent last year's Class L runner-up to their first ever Double L Final Four appearance. Want to also say congratulations to the Danbury cheerleading squad. They won the state open competition this past weekend. Awesome for those Hatter girls. We saw them at the FCIAC where they took home the crown as well. And a special shout out to the Stratford dance squad, finishing second in their state competition. We'll have plenty more on all of this later on today on Nutmeg Sports. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, the Department of Consumer Protection is requesting complaints and information from consumers regarding the conduct of Ossie McClellan Jr., a paving contractor. Consumers who have entered into contracts, done business with, or have interacted with McClellan should contact DCP as soon as they are able to file a complaint that can support an active investigation. Now, McClellan operates his business under the names of Excel Paving and Excel Paving LLC. He's been involved in 39 complaints with DCP. McClellan operates mainly in the southeastern part of the state, and he does not hold an up-to-date registration with the Department of Consumer Protection. According to DCP, McClellan typically begins work within a day of signing a contract, but will leave equipment at homes for a period of weeks, often without performing any additional work. In many cases, consumers are left with a driveway only partially completed. McClellan's equipment has left oil stains on the property of consumers and has also damaged the pavement due to the length of time it remained there. In the past, McClellan has started work in cold months of winter with temperatures and conditions not conducive to paving. And on numerous occasions, McClellan has failed to obtain needed building and zoning permits. And in other news, longtime Stratford resident and town government critic George Mulligan has died. Mulligan's cousin Brian confirmed news of his death on Sunday. Mulligan was 65 years old. Brian Mulligan said that George had been battling liver cancer for the past 3 years and suffered from other ailments. George Mulligan, who lived on Housatonic Avenue since 1977, was most known in Stratford for his appearances at town council meetings and his criticism of the council and town government. He also ran as an independent for mayor and the 2nd District Town Council seat in every election since 2005, including last year's special election for the 2nd District seat. There's much more on George Mulligan's life at StraffordStar.com. And last Thursday, a state trooper saved a man's life while he was picking up his dinner. Police say that Trooper John List was picking up his meal at Vazzi's restaurant in Bridgeport when an elderly man approached him, signaling that he was choking and could not breathe. Trooper List immediately radioed Troop G requesting an ambulance, then performed the Heimlich maneuver on the man. He successfully performed the maneuver, dislodging a large piece of food from the man's throat. AMR ambulance responded to the restaurant and evaluated the elderly man to ensure that he was doing okay. AMR personnel and the restaurant manager praised the trooper for his immediate response and life-saving action. We're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the spring clearance event and Ram Truck Month, now through March 31st.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
While there's still a bite out on the water, most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today. A man is in critical condition after shooting himself in a parking lot at the Connecticut Post Mall in Milford on Saturday night. According to police, officers responded to the parking lot of the mall on Friday around 11 o'clock at night on the report of possible gunshot victim. Responding officers located the victim, who was suffering from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officers and Milford Fire Department EMS started life-saving efforts, and the man was transported to Bridgeport Hospital, where he remains in critical condition. You can get updates on that story at milfordmirror.com. And Shelton police have arrested the man they say was behind the wheel in a fatal hit and run last year. Back on May 11, 2016, 54-year-old Teresa Glossy was hit by a vehicle at the intersection of Howe Avenue and Hill Street. The vehicle that hit Glossy fled the scene south on Howe Avenue. Glossy was transported to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police say they've identified that driver now as 25-year-old William D'Onofrio of Shelton. He was driving a Ford Taurus south on Howe Avenue before hitting Glossy and fleeing the scene. The investigation also revealed D'Onofrio had cleaned and hid the vehicle immediately after that accident. He was arrested last Thursday and charged with evading responsibility as well as tampering with physical evidence. And in some sad news for the Milford community, Danny Kemp, a young Milford woman who fought a brave battle against cancer, has died. A GoFundMe page set up to raise money for the family announced the sad news on Friday morning. Kemp, a foreign high school graduate and Division I student athlete at Stony Brook University in Long Island, had been undergoing treatment for a brain tumor. An avid softball player since childhood, the young woman was playing softball for the Brakettes last summer when she was hit by a pitch in the helmet during an at-bat. After a few weeks, she went to the doctor, and doctors initially thought it was a concussion, but after an MRI was ordered, they realized it was in fact a brain tumor. The family was told that due to the location of the tumor, surgery was not an option. Instead, the young Milford woman had been undergoing various treatments. She had been described as an outstanding person and athlete, always positive and with an unwavering strength. And you can get more at milfordmirror.com. And state police raided 2 convenience stores in Bridgeport recently, arresting 6 people and seizing weapons and drugs. Police say that a 6-month-long narcotics investigation led to search and seizure warrants being served at El Mismo Primo convenience store and Kate's convenience store in Bridgeport. Investigators seized 2,212 grams of cocaine, a sawed-off shotgun, and about $15,000 in cash. Arrested were 41-year-old Leo Rever, 29-year-old Yearly Pretty Boy Rodriguez, 37-year-old Nancy Medina, 29-year-old Alvaro Ozuno, 23-year-old Wilberto Colon, and 24-year-old Catherine Peralta de la Rosia. All face numerous drug charges. And the New Canaan police are actively investigating mail theft from mailboxes in the vicinity of the 200 block of Weed Street. This incident was reported Friday around 12:30 in the afternoon. The suspects are described as 2 middle-aged black males who were seen driving a black Dodge Charger with an unknown registration plate. The suspects were seen on Elm Street near Carl Chevrolet dumping pieces of mail from their car. One suspect, just prior to the New Canaan police receiving a call of the theft, went into TD Bank and cashed a check for $467. The United States Postal Inspectors are aware of the incident and are assisting in the investigation, and you can get more on that at ncadvertiser.com. But of course, the big story today is the storm and snow that's headed our way. So for more on that, let's throw it back over to Frank Granito. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, mostly sunny out today, a high of 33, but we're getting ready for snowfall, which is going to begin a little after 10 p.m., maybe around midnight. We'll see 1 to 3 inches accumulating overnight, a low of 24. Tomorrow is the heaviest part, though. We're going to see snow all day long, 100% chance of precipitation, accumulating anywhere between 12 to 20 inches of new snow. Very windy during the day, gusts between 28 and 50 miles per hour. Tuesday night, we're going to likely see snow again before 8 p.m. and then scattered showers between 8 to 3 a.m., maybe a couple more heading into Wednesday afternoon. Cold again overnight, temperatures right around 10 degrees, and it'll be windy one more time. We could see 1, 2, maybe 3 more inches of new snow Wednesday overnight into early Wednesday morning. Around noon on Wednesday, though, we should be clear and the snow passing on. But again, you're getting a look right now at that snowfall forecast. We could see as high as 21, 20 inches. My director, Eric Gendron, let me know that our record snowfall for March is 16.5 inches. It is in serious jeopardy. That back in 1888, Kate.
All right, not a record I really wanted to break,
no.
But cool, I guess. Well, we will certainly be here tomorrow, Frank, with your HAN Network Stormcast. More details on that later today. Of course, coming up, HAN Arts and Leisure at 12:30 and Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. And again, we'll see you tomorrow for Stormcast. So have a great day.